Good morning, good day, and how are you all doing? It's your boy Markin. Big up to everyone in the building. I hope you're having a great day. You know what it is. Sometimes I'm going to have to change, guys. As you know, I've been going through some interviews, so I might be having to work in the mornings more now, so I may not be able to be doing a morning stream. I will, however, start dropping an uploaded stream every morning, just giving you guys a 15-minute update on this news and possible transfer rumors. However, I will be trying to continue my midday stream at 1 p.m. UK every day. Of course, it's going to be through my lunch hour. So you know what? It might not be this background, but you will see your boy and we will be able to chat. Big up to everyone coming in. And don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps the channel grow, guys. On the road to 3K, I hope to smash through 3K by next week, Sunday, when we face Everton. It's going to be my birthday, so I'm going to be doing a birthday stream as well. So, guys, stay tuned for that. Big up to all of you, and let's get into the show because, you know, there's a lot to talk about. Amorim needs reinforcements. I think he needs at least a left back and a senior striker. That's just my honest opinion. I think, you know, we have to back this manager. We can talk about it all day. Ten Hag is gone. Forget about that. This squad still needs to continue the rebuild. We must focus on that. And there are rumors coming in that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is definitely up some money and funds to bring in some players in January. Of course, there's also some rumors that we are possibly going to get some players moved on in January. Let's get into the talks. Let's bring it to the stage. And let's start with the striker talks because there's lots of news coming out about strikers in the January window. And guys, what can I say? You know, there's lots of talk about Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres is running the headlines as the leading to be Manchester United's new striker going into the summer or possibly before the summer in January. There's some recent reports coming in, guys, that I will have to mention. Let's go to the article because this is talking about a possibility due to some facts that you will link to another article we're going to talk about, and one of two Man United players might possibly be moving in January in some shock moves. Let's see how it goes because the Sporting Star, Arsenal is interested. You know, the likes of Barcelona is making inquiries as well as Real Madrid. A lot of clubs are needing strikers, including Liverpool, and they're all trying to sign Victor Gyökeres as their priority. There's always other option, guys, but he's a super dedicated striker, and we've seen his work rate. We've seen his development. We know he's that finished article. He might have levels to go up, but he guarantees at least a goal or two every game. And it's one of those things, if we talk about it, you know, there's some things, and it's one of those things for me where I look at it, he's not going to stop the development of Højlund. Actually, he's going to help the development of Højlund because he is the finished article. Højlund can now work on himself and come in and do a job and not be dependent on to be that guy to lead the line when he's clearly in a stage where he needs development and is developing because he's one of the top scorers in terms of conversion rate in the European football game. So, guys, let's not talk like Højlund is crap. You know what I mean? But Gyökeres, his numbers are remarkable. He has scored 33 goals in 25 games. So it's not Erling Haaland, but it's definitely a lethal forward. And it's true, you know, Gyökeres has higher numbers this season, but we know what Haaland did last season. So looking at it, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where we know he has a release clause of £84 million. We know there's some leeway in agreement where we might be able to pay 68 and get him in the summer. However, maybe we might be able to get him early. You never know. I think it's something looking at if we want to challenge for top 4 this season because otherwise I think it's definitely going to be a difficult uphill battle to get in the top 4. I think we'll be finishing somewhere top 6, but top 4, we are definitely going to need a guaranteed goal scorer. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. And let's see, because everyone likes the look of this player. I don't know how you guys feel, but Victor Gyökeres is definitely and certainly a top target. Should be. You know, he would definitely help, you know, help in every facet of the game. He's the finished article. It's one of those things where a lot of people are going to be able to look up to him. He's going to be leading the line. He knows what he wants. He's not a youngster in a development phase. He's that finished guy who's going to be telling you, I want it this way. And it will certainly help Højlund. You know what I mean? So let's move on from this and from one Victor to another. And it's a serious topic. As reports, Germany has been going on for the last 2 weeks, guys. I just haven't been bringing it in because I was, wanted to, talk about more Amorim's first game and leave the transfer talks for after because, everyone was so excited for that first game. And like I've been telling you, everything is coming out of Germany right now, and that's where your boy is. So, I'm getting a little bit of the news early. And Victor Boniface, guys, interesting target for Manchester United. It's clear that Manchester United are very interested in signing this player. He does have 2.5 years left on his contract, which might make him an expensive signing. But realistically, this side, Leverkusen, they pay 17 million for the guy, or something like that. It's not an expensive signing that they made. He came from the French league. He's a very, very physical striker, very aggressive, and he's hungry to score. He's hungry to get on the end of balls. He's going to be very competitive. It's one of the many strikers that are on the list. This is a very key, interesting look because he's also 23 years old, 2 years older than Højlund, 3 years younger than Gyökeres. So it's interesting because this guy is like just about to finish article. Of course, there's some levels to go, but he has a hunger that we are missing in our attacking lineup right now. In my opinion, I think with Amad Diallo there and other players around him like Bruno, this guy could be a very, very key for Manchester United this summer. And it could be seen with the various reports coming in that Manchester United are very interested in signing this guy. Victor Boniface has had a very good season. Last season, he scored something like 23 goals and he had about 6 assists, and in all competitions, very, very good performance by the lad. I would say it's interesting, and the fact that we are looking at him gives Manchester United that feel that we're starting to listen to the scouting, and we're scouting based on the need and not on the wants. You know what I mean, guys? And his prices should not be that high. I would say I would bet money that it wouldn't cross 38 million pounds to get him in. I think we should have been looking at him instead of looking at Joshua Zirkzee. But at the end of the day, we decided on Zirkzee, and that's what happened. But moving on from that, there's another striker on offer, and it's called Matheus Cunha. We have seen him at Wolves, so we know he's Premier League proven. The Brazilian, very good, physical, drives the ball really well. So he can fit that type of system that the manager would want to play. He's one of those players that has a lot of talent, a lot of ability, and he can score goals. So it's one of those things for me, guys. I am looking forward to the opportunity and see what happens because you know what? Ruben is here. The scouting structure will have, to do some tweaks and changes because he has his identity or his ID or what he looks for in certain players. They're going to have to scout towards that. If Matheus Cunha fits that bill, guys, we should not be mad. You know what I mean? If Victor Boniface is that guy, why complain? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where there's a lot of talent out there. And of course, they might not be the biggest names, but it's one of those things where it definitely bodes well for Manchester United because these guys will come in and do a job and they can make their name at United. You know what I mean? So let's keep our eyes open because the transfer window is going to be a short one, but it's going to have a lot of links, guys. Trust me, there's a lot of links coming in. We have already been linked to 5 or 6 strikers already. Notwithstanding that we're going to be linked to a couple of midfielders. We spoke about a few of them already. The likes of Arda Güler, Camavinga, even, we have been linked to Edison recently as well. We have also been linked to him last summer and last winter. So it's a lot of interesting talent that we're being linked to, and I'm thinking is keep it open. But this one is really shocking for me because one of my best friends, he's a huge fan of this team. He has a season ticket. And this youngster is their pride currently. He's been in rich goal-scoring form. And I'm going to introduce to you, this is the guy in the mask on the center fold of the thumbnail. It's none other than Omar Marmoush. And Omar Marmoush is in the... Sorry, guys. Omar Marmoush is in the Manchester United crosshairs right now as Ruben Amorim hunts for goals. This young striker has broken through the ranks, coming through at Eintracht Frankfurt and has been playing in fine form. Goals continue to be an issue, so it's one of those things. But this youngster has been netting goals non-stop with 11 goals in 14 games and 14 overall in all competitions. He's also had 10 assists. So far for the season, he's already on 24 GA, guys. He's a striker that can not only get the back of the net, he can dribble, he's quick, and he's very good at including other players into the play. So it's a very interesting situation that we are interested looking at this guy. He's a little bit more versatile. He's 25 years old, so he's in that region of experienced striker, not really a youngster anymore. You know, I know about Marcus Rashford is young and he's already 27, but this is the like when a guy hit 27 in sports, he's supposed to be experienced. And this guy has been dubbed the new Mo Salah. He's valued somewhere in the region of 50 million euros by Frankfurt, with his contract valid until 2027. A January move looks unlikely, but if he carries on in the same vein, the Egyptian international could be very much in demand in the summer. Mamouche is in United sights. According to Sky Germany, Florian Plettenberg. In the summer, if our approach emerges, the only option, Gyökeres' fate will decide in which direction the 20 times English Champion League heads towards. If the Swede cannot be acquired, Mamouche might be the next best option. Now, two strikers in the German league, guys. I would remind you guys, I think this guy, Mamouche, is going to be very interesting. You know, look out for a January move for this guy because I can't happening. You know, he's in a rich vein of goal-scoring form, and not many people might be able to make the offer in January. But at 50 to 60 million euros, that's somewhere in the region of 34 million pounds. I think Man United can get this deal done. He's one of the cheapest targets. He's just like Boniface, not going to be expensive. It's nowhere near 70 or 50. It's going to be somewhere in the region of 34 to 40 million pounds. And that is a valid signing. It's something that we might be able to do. Of course, it's going to be one of the most expensive signings in the winter window. You know, we had Bruno before, so it's not unlikely, guys. And I'm telling you, keep an eye out on this guy because he has been doing a madness. He fits the bill, and I think he is going to fit the system. Now, there's some interesting developments as well in the wingback situation. And guys, remember I talked about this youngster, Giovanni Quenda, a few weeks ago. And he was like, who is this guy? Why are you talking about him? He's just 17 years old. Well, we've seen what he did against Man City. Everyone now knows his name, and everyone, including Manchester United, are hoping that he would make a move to Man United. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys a complication. Because of the Premier League laws, he cannot be signed in January because he's only 17. He will not be able to make the switch to Man United as he's already a first-team senior player signed to a contract at Sporting Lisbon. So you cannot sign him now and put him in the academy. It's not going to work. So what I'm going to say to you guys is look for him in the summer. It's definitely a high interest, but it's going to be something done in the summer. There's no way around bring him into Premier League because the rules don't allow for them to bring in foreign players under the age of 18 into the senior team. It's just how it goes in the Prem, guys. You know, you have to get them as an academy player and then put them. It's just one of the rules and how it goes. But it's a very interesting signing, guys. And Giovanni Quenda has been developing very, very well. Very interesting player. You know, quick, short. He has a strong build. He looks quite like Doku, if you don't mind me saying that. But what I could say is a 17-year-old has a 84 million release clause, and United's proposal to them might be 50 million pounds. And that will include a lot of bonuses, and it will only happen at the end of the season. It would be the major signing, and it's one of those things I can say to you guys that I'm looking forward to see what happens. Big up to you guys. What are your thoughts on these players so far? I see Stephanie's coming in. 8 likes like Bruno. Come on, guys. We can do better. We could at least get to, you know, maybe an Anthony. 21. That's a good number for today, guys. 21 is a very good number. Big up to you. Cunha will cost us perhaps Rashford swap deal. Do you mind that, Steph? I think I would mind it, to be honest. You know, we need new. We need to change. And I think it's going to be interesting. Stephanie also is saying his name, Omar Mamouche, sounds like lyrics to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Interesting. Stephanie already likes the guy's name. I think it's going to be crazy. You know what, Drex? What I can tell you about Boniface is I like the look of the player. Strong, quick, eager. You know, very, very aggressive in his pursuit of getting onto the end of the football to put it in the back of the net. He's a hungry striker, and I can say anyone that has a hunger has a desire and will be a winner. And you can tell he came in from the French league, from a League Two team in France, and moved, which was promoted. He moved to Germany, and he was one of their top scorers last season. So you can see the work ethic in the guy. He's a very interesting young man. He's very, very powerful in the way he plays. I think it'd be interesting. I think he's certainly up to the stature to play in the Premier League with the physicality and the quick pace. He has good moves, quick turns, and a very good turn of pace. He's also got a great shot on his right, and I think he's actually left-footed. So it's going to be very interesting to see if we could get our hands on either him or Mamouche, because I think Mamouche will certainly disappoint some of my friends because they are Eintracht Frankfurt fans. But it's a very interesting signing. The guy has started to develop. He's starting to hit, the levels that everyone in Frankfurt knew he was capable of. So when I saw us being linked to him, I was like, wow, this is very interesting, because this guy could be the answer as well. He has a style that is very Premier League-esque. He reminds me of one of those top strikers that you would have seen playing for the likes of, maybe Arsenal. I won't say Van Persie, but I would say maybe somewhere closer to like, a Burke. He has a very good ability on the ball in tight spaces, and he links up very well with his attackers. So it might be beneficial to put him in front of the likes of Ahmad and Bruno. You never know what could happen. He's good in the air as well. So let's see, guys. Big up to you, Drex, in the building, and big up to Pav. Pav, I know Pav knows what he's saying. Mamouche is quality. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we can get some of these deals done. And I know we are, facing some monetary issues, but I would like to bring to your attention some interesting developments that I could say might be possible. And not only that, might solve our problems with FFP. And let's start with this one, because this is a big one, guys. You see a lot of guys in the picture, but the guy that you're barely seeing is the one that PSG are looking for. You know what I mean? There's some reports coming out of Florian Plettenberg at this current moment that Rashford is again being targeted by PSG, and Amorim is being firm on the players that he would like to keep, and maybe Rashford might not be in that category just yet. His performances, has not been there for the season. It has not been there last season, and there is a possibility that he could be let go. As the January window transfer approaches, Paris Saint-Germain is keen with their interest in Marcus Rashford and is making headlines again. The French club is dissatisfied with their current attacking roster and is on the lookout for a significant boost, with Rashford high on their list. Despite previous talks last summer, PSG has reignited their efforts, engaging once more with Rashford's team to explore potential terms for a transfer. And this is coming out today by Team Talk. Luis Enrique, PSG's manager, has expressed concern over his attacking options with Goncalo Ramos and Randall Kolo Muawani not in expectation. So, guys, all those who would like to take Muawani on loan, Luis Enrique thinks he is not up to the expectations. And that's in France. So big up to that. Enrique believes Rashford's prowess could revitalize PSG's front line, and that he has struggled at times this season, according to Rudy Galletti of Team Talk. And it might be interesting, guys, because we know PSG certainly has the funds, and it might bode well for his career. United, however, stands and it remains unchanged, even with the fresh interest under the new management. You know what I mean? Rashford is considered integral to the team's future, which is a disappointment for me to hear, in all honesty, and I would say it like that, because you know what? I think he needs to be moved on. He's been here for a decade now, and he has not hit the heights that anyone has, hoped for him, you know what I mean? And I think it's not getting any better. There's some alternative targets that PSG are also eyeing, of Kvaratskhelia, from Napoli. Of course, he's of interest to us. Meanwhile, they are also looking at Victor Gyokeres that United is buzzing about. Now, Casemiro, his future is also uncertain, and potentially he could be returning to Real Madrid. The form has been perceived to be declining, with his contract running until 2026, but a move back to Madrid could be on the cards as early as January, facilitated by Real Madrid's need to cover for injured players. And let's see, maybe it might be interesting. Maybe he might move back. Let's see how it goes. Another one, let's get into some of your comments on this. I see some of you guys are popping in. Big up to Royden Floss in the building. Are the rumors true? We are looking at Theo Hernandez as a possible left wing back option. Well, we'll discuss that in a few minutes, bro, because I think it's very possible. We need some experience in this squad while we prepare to, promote us. We're going to need some guys that could teach them how to do it the right way. You know what I mean? And I don't think we have some of the experience or in certain positions that we could really leave our youth to look up to them. Like in attack, there's no one for me in the front line. Maybe in midfield, we have one or two guys. Even Casemiro, I would say. Even Eriksen might be good. You know what I mean? Even Bruno, for what it's worth. But I would still say we are lacking in defense of a guy who could really teach the lads to play that wing-back role. And Theo Hernandez, we all know he's brilliant. He is brilliant at it. So why not? And there are fresh reports coming out of Germany that's saying that we're very much interested in him. And it's one of those things. Well, I talked about Quenda before, Royden. I talked about Giovanni Quenda. Remember, I spoke about him a few weeks ago. He is 17, so we are unable to sign him until he turns 18. So it's not going to happen before the summer. Of course, United have a £50 million bid with add-ons to try to lure a deal from Sporting for him at the end of this season. So let's see how that goes. But right now, the focus is on the January window and the possibilities for there. There are some very good options, and we'll go over those options in a little bit as we recap. But before that, Royden, I wanted to bring to your attention the possibility of this, because this is one of the things that I've talked about the most in the last few weeks: Juventus and Joshua Zirkzee. And there have been some talks, there have been some communications between the clubs and between the player and his camp, and it's seeming that there's a possibility that Joshua Zirkzee might be moved on, guys. He might be moving in January. It might be the situation that facilitates a move for the likes of a Boniface or a Mamouche. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Roy, this is the guy on the thumbnail in the mask, and it's Omar Mamouche, the young Egyptian striker, 25 years old, just hitting his peak. He's performing very well, doing all the right things right now, and it's been an amazing season so far with 14 goals in all comps, 11 assists. So you know what's going on with this guy. There's some other interest as I've been saying to you before, Royden, in the likes of Victor Boniface, another striker coming out of Germany, and this guy is very, very talented, and I would like to, let me get a better picture of this guy, because he's a talented striker, so he deserves our attention. And I think we're going to go in for this guy. I think he's probably going to be one of our options in January. Of course, I don't disagree with you, Royden, that Zirkzee is going to need more time. I think we should be giving players time, at least 6 months to a year, to get themselves bed into Manchester United, get themselves into a rhythm of playing into the league. But, it's not up to me. It's not up to you. And of course, we might be feeling this way. Of course, there might be many people feeling this way. But maybe the player is not really enjoying the season so far. And maybe he's thinking maybe it's not the right fit for him. Because a lot of the reports coming in have been saying that Joshua Zirkzee is not feeling like this move is a success for him. And he's not feeling like he made the right choice. So if he's second-guessing the move, then it's one of those things, Royden, where I feel like maybe it might be mutual that he's moved on in January. I would not hope for it, but if it happens, what can I say, guys? It's going to be tough. There's some other reports coming in. There's some interest in Mason Mount. There's not confirmed. So I'm not going to come and say which club and what club and whatever, but I'm just going to say there's some other reports coming in with interest in quite a few of our players, and it might be interesting to see how we move. And for me, I'm looking forward to see what Man United decides to do, because from today and going forward, we are on the cusp of change, and we have to keep doing the right things to facilitate said change. And, for all intents and purposes, guys, I know a lot of us, will feel like, we know better than the manager, but sometimes the manager actually knows best. And I would say this: we know he has said that he wants to have a final say. He must have a final say on some of the players that brought into the club. So of course we can expect that, the scouting and everything that happening is going to be happening in a collective. And he's going to be happy. The club is going to be happy. And of course, I think in time, we the fans will all be happy with the performances that we will be seeing. So let's keep our arms open. Let's keep it open and let's be patient. I know the first game didn't come up to expectations. The draw might have felt a bit disappointing for some, but he only had 2 training sessions. Of course, we did see the back three. Hopefully, we could see a better performance in that back three and in the general team performance going forward in the next game. Of course, this week on Thursday, today is Tuesday, so in 48 hours, we do face Bodo Glimt at home in the Europa League, and your boy will be live. So big up to all of you, and I hope you guys will be joining us for the pre-match warm-up. Alien, hopefully he's going to be back, and we're going to have the bar meetup again, and we're going to be chilling and talking football. And let's see if I can make it past 6 pints this time, because I was not successful last time. So let's see how that goes. It's going to be a fun time. So guys, keep your eyes open and keep it open, because there's lots of transfer rumors. We're going to be linked to many players, but we also have to keep in the consideration that we also have some FFP regulations. Of course, Jim Ratcliffe is going to try to facilitate the move with financial investment as best as he can. Dan Ashworth has already been given the go-ahead to, make contact with some of the players of interest, and let's see how it goes. I'm quite open-minded to this, and I think we have to continuously rebuild the squad. Some of the players, yes, they might be able to adapt, they might be able to change, they might be able to play the system, but some of them, I think it's time that they are moved on. And guys, we cannot be afraid of change. Ruben is here, and we must build better for him to have the right, the right ingredients to make his pasta, if you know what I mean in terms of the analogy. You know what I mean? Last but certainly not least, I think some of you will be very excited to hear this news. For me, it is what it is. I think it was going to happen, and it looks like Leicester City want ex-Man United interim boss Ruud van Nistelrooy to take over immediately with effect after they sack Steve Cooper. So it's going to be very interesting. Let's in the next 48 hours, Ruud van Nistelrooy does actually become the head coach of Leicester City, and now will be taking up a job as a head coach of the Premier League for the second team this season. Guys, big up to all of you joining. It's been, fun being here with you, and let's just go over the players. This has been the strikers that we have been linked with this summer so far. I'm going to bring this to the stage one more time, because you guys, certainly need, which of those of you who haven't seen it. Victor Gyökeres, high on. Definitely something more for the summer. But if some January outs happen and we happen to rake in enough cash, it might be a possibility in January. There are rumors that 68 million will be the fee Man United will be paying for that player. Victor Boniface might be something more likely in the January window. Let's see how it goes. It's tentative, but there are a lot of reports coming through that there's a high possibility that we could go in with an offer for this player somewhere in the region of £30 million. Now, another striker being linked to us recently, it's Matthias Cunha, guys. And to be fair, he has been performing very well this season. And it's something that I think might be an interesting move, as he might not be that expensive. You know what I mean? And I'm all about getting a good deal right now. And there's no deal better than this player who's rated somewhere in the region of 50 million euros. He has 25 GA all season so far, 40 in all comps, 11 assists, and it's Omar Marmoush, the 25-year-old Egyptian striker who has been in a fine form and it's not seeming like he's slowing down anytime soon. I believe it's an option for Man United. He's very good in the air, very good on the ball. He can hold the play up, bring players in, and I think it's something that we should be looking at, because in January, we definitely need to improve. If we really want to chase down top 4, I think it will be interesting. Guys, we already spoke about Giovanni Quenda. Everyone knows about this young right wing back, but what everyone is not saying that is not a move that will be possible in January, as he's underaged, being 17 years old, already in the senior team. He cannot be brought into the youth setup. He has to be brought in as a senior player, and we are going to have to wait until he turns 18 in March. However, United are reported of preparing a bid of £50 million plus the add-ons at the end of the season to try and see him away from Sporting Lisbon. Another interesting report coming out is that Marcus Rashford is again the focus of a PSG transfer. it might be possible in January, with PSG boss Luis Enrique very upset with the how should I put it, the lackluster performances of the likes of Kolo Muani and Goncalo Ramos. And he believes that Marcus Rashford will be the spark that will return PSG at the top of the French league where he wants to be. Let's see how it goes. It's very interesting. They have made contact with Marcus Rashford's camp to try to find out what would be the possibility of a move and the terms, and let's see where it goes. There's also reports coming in that Joshua Zirkzee might be moving to Juventus in the January window. Let's see. This might free up some space. Let's see how it goes. Of course, a lot of us are thinking he needs more time, and yes, that he does. As you know, this is the results-based business, so it matters what happens. And another very interesting thing, he's actually on the thumbnail. I didn't get a chance to talk about him as much as I wanted to this morning, but I'm going to close my conversation about transfers on Nuno Mendes, guys. Nuno Mendes, the Portuguese left wing back, defensive starlet, can play left wing back, can play right back. He is very, very high on the list of Manchester United. And with us being linked currently with PSG and Marcus Rashford, it might be something that's more of a possibility, like a make-way, than anything else. You know what I mean? There's also another young, interesting situation happening right now. Let's talk about this really quickly. But first of all, let's bring in Kolo Muani to the stage. Kolo Muani. Let's bring in Nuno Gomez, because I know you guys, a lot of you guys might know the player, but some of you don't know who he actually is. Now, this is the young, talented left wing back and right wing back. He does captain Portugal from time to time. Let me just double check this really quickly before I say this, because he does fit the way Ruben Amorim wants to play in a 3-4-3 system. You know what I mean? And Nuno Mendes, very, very top professional. He's always available. It's one of those things. And I think he's also left-footed, and he plays right. He's right-footed as well. No one can tell what is his actual, foot. Better foot, to be fair. So let me just double check this. Let me just double check this really quick. He's 22 years old, guys, so he's a youngster, right? Just wanted to confirm he's a youngster. Come on, man, Lutata, you can't be Amorim route already, bro. Big up to you, Hayden Pro in the building. Nah, man, calm down. There ain't a more 100%. I do agree there, but come on, man, calm down with the Amorim thing, bro. I think we should be a little bit more patient. You know what I mean? I don't think it's something that we should be stressing on too soon. And to be fair, I think somewhere in the region of £35 million would be fair deal for Nuno Mendes. He can play the centre-back role, can play the left-back role. It might be something of interest. There's also some reports coming in that we are also looking at young Sporting defender, 21-year-old Ousmane Diamade. But guys, what I can say is that, this is another player with an £80 million release clause. So it's going to be interesting where the money is coming from, because a lot of the players we are being linked to at Sporting, they have some gigantic release clauses, guys. So guys, this has been my presentation for you today. Some interesting, developments, some interesting transfer targets that are possible in January, some that may be more likely in the summer, but it could happen. It's possible. Keep your eyes out. Just remember, you heard it here, and you know what I mean? Consider it. Don't take it for a rule, but take it with, it's a possibility to happen. Big up to all of you joining. It's been a pleasure to speak with you guys today. It's always been a pleasure to, have to interact with you, all of you legends in the chat. Your boy Mark Ken. Smash the like and subscribe. Don't forget to share it around. Road to 3K is here. Let's get there. My birthday's on Sunday next week, this weekend, Sunday. So I'm trying to hit that on that day. Of course, we're going to have a live couple, probably like a 4-hour stream live on Sunday. So we'll be here. Big up to all of you joining, and thank you for being. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll be back later on with some more. Of course, the match preview is coming tonight, so you're going to see the guys like Hayden Pro and myself. We're going to all be here. It's going to be around 9:30 UK, if not 10. Big up to you guys for joining. Have a great day. And
baby.